Hello there, I'm here with Lord Elmo Tully of Riverrun, and for this video, we would like to tell you about the word of the day, and that word is abdication. Isn't that right, Lord Tully?
That's a big word for Elmo.
It sure is. Abdication, for those that don't know, is defined by the Merriam-Webster dictionary to mean to renounce a throne, high office, dignity, or function. Basically, it's the process by which a monarch or someone else in a position of power gives up that power and associated titles. Now, a monarch or someone else in a position of power, they can abdicate voluntarily or they can do so by force. Sounds like a strange concept, doesn't it? Why would a monarch want to give up a lifetime of absolute power? But there are a lot of beneficial reasons for why a monarch might choose to abdicate. There are times when a monarch doesn't have an heir, or they have too many heirs, or their heirs are of questionable capability. So the matter of the succession can present a problem. When the monarch dies, and they will because Valar Morghulis, the people want an answer to the question of who is next on the throne. Who is going to be the next ruler of all the damn stuff shouldn't be a fun little mystery. In the end, there can be a peaceful succession or a difficult one, the worst outcome being war, which we're seeing play out right now on House of the Dragon, or you will when it comes back for season 2, whenever that may be. King Viserys' body barely had time to cool before the fighting began. All of this and so much more could have been avoided had he, what's the word again? Right, abdicated. It's not as if Viserys died suddenly and without warning. His health had been on the decline for decades, and it's not as if he didn't know he had a succession crisis on his hand. He saw the fighting starting before he even died. Viserys' attempt to stave off these problems was to arrange a ceremony where he declared his daughter Rhaenyra as his heir. Many lords and ladies attended the ceremony and bent their knees to swear vows, promising to be faithful, but half the people in the room ended up dying later on. The other half, I'm sure, had their fingers crossed behind their backs. Even the loyal ones were later bullied, imprisoned, or executed by Otto Hightower to secure the coup. The king making them swear would not even be enough to secure Rhaenyra the role of queen. Westeros had never had a woman rule in her own right before, a queen regnat, however you call it. The only queens to rule Westeros have been consorts to kings. It's unheard of. Yes, Rhaenys I, the Conqueror Queen, sat the Iron Throne, but she was still queen consort. She was still a girl.
A girl.
So while many nobles did swear vows to honor the king and his daughter, they did so reluctantly, and that kind of went nowhere. You can say they kind of forgot. Anyway, Viserys should have forced them all to live up to their vows while he was still alive. Typically, under most circumstances, it is not fun, nor is it anyone's place to speculate on another person's mortality. However, when it comes to monarchs and government, the future of government, it is extremely necessary and you can't shy away from it. Especially if you're Viserys and you look like Meltman with the power to melt. Monarchies follow bloodlines and are very rigid. Very rarely do they branch off to follow new people to focus on. Just like Star Wars movies. Speaking of, some of y'all just want this story to be Star Wars. You want the magic hero, the magic family, the magic bloodline, the magic sword. Just go watch Star Wars. Why are you here? When Viserys' health began to decline, when the day-to-day ruling fell into the hands of others, he should have realized his reign was over. In the books, it is said that after he had 2 fingers removed following an infection, he never sat the Iron Throne again. Rather than depend on his hand to rule for him, he should have turned to his named heir. Princess Rhaenyra was not the perfect choice, to be sure, but is anyone, to be honest, the fork? She had her own controversies, which we will discuss in another video, but Viserys named her his heir. He should have planned her coronation. He should have had her crowned. He should have placed his crown on her head himself. So there could be no doubt he was no longer king and she was now the queen. All the vows the nobles had swore would now be put to the test. But Viserys would at least know that his daughter was queen as he wanted. There would still be those who do not wish to have a woman rule them. There would be a lot of bickering and moaning across the realm, and perhaps even open rebellion. But you know what? At least Viserys would have seen his wishes honored. And Westeros would have had its first uncontestable queen, Rhaenyra.
He's choking!
However you say that word, I don't care. The first queen ruling in her own right. But as for Rhaenyra and her 3 strong sons, those bastard boys, they are bastards. Let's not kid ourselves. That'll be a topic for a different video, because she didn't have to do that and she shouldn't have lied about it. But again, another video. So those are my brief thoughts on why Viserys should have abdicated. Abdication is a rare topic, but it does happen in this series. The Kings of Winter forced their rivals to abdicate or, die during the Stark conquest in the north. Nymeria forces abdications when she arrives in Dorne, sending her vanquished foes to the wall. Aegon and his sisters force many kings of the realm to abdicate during their conquest. Prince Duncan Targaryen abdicates his role of heir and Prince of Dragonstone after he marries a common girl. Robb Stark was encouraged to abdicate after he lost Winterfell to the Ironborn and after he lost the Freys due to, marrying Jane Westerling, but he never got a chance to because he died. Jon Snow abdicates on the show. Lucerys Velaryon tries to abdicate as well. And yeah, I get it. It's easy to say Viserys should have abdicated after reading the books. Hindsight is 20/20 after all. Well, not for Viserys because... But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Viserys should have abdicated? Do you think that would have helped anything at all? Do you think it would have stopped the Dance of the Dragons, mayhaps? Also, like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Thank you to the following Patreon supporters and channel members. Consider becoming one yourself. Memberships go for as little as $1. You get perks like early access to videos, your name in the credits, videos that I don't post anywhere but on Patreon, first drafts, scripts, things like that. You know the deal, you know the spiel. However, if you choose not to and you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all for the next one.